Hello, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Herodians 11 Plus webinar. Thank you very much for joining us today. Welcome to parents, prospective parents. Thank you very much for dialing in, and particularly welcome to some of the Year 6 children for joining us as well today. A very special welcome to you, and I hope you find the next hour very helpful. We've got about sort of 120 people joined onto this one. This is the second of our 11 Plus webinars. We had one about 2 or 3 weeks ago, which again was highly successful. So despite this dreadful pandemic, interest in Herodian is extremely strong this year, which I'm delighted to see. So a bit of information about me. My name is James Hook. I was joined the school here in 1995 when the school was really quite small. We only had about 100 children here, and I joined as a geography teacher, and I took on some PE and some sports. And when the poor lady who was teaching netball fell over and twisted her ankle, I then inherited the head of netball title. So things moved quickly forward for me. And then I was deputy head and then director of studies. And finally, I was made head here in 1999. Really, so for the past 20 years, I've seen the school grow from what was originally quite a small school to the school it is today. We have over 1,000 children here today and a staff of over 200. And it's just been a fabulous place to work. And that growth has been both sort of upwards, vertically, organically, as the children have moved into GCSEs and A-levels, and also moving down when we started our pre-prep many years ago as well. But the 11 Plus entry is a very key, important point for us, which is why we are putting the effort in today to make sure that we have this webinar with lots of information for you to learn about. Headmaster I have been, yes, but I've also been a parent at school, and both my children, Louis and Isabella, went through the school, and they started here when they were very young, and my daughter is now 26 years old, having done a degree at Bristol in law. She's now a teacher of English for A-level and IB. She's just started a 2-year contract in Thailand, in Bangkok, so I'm missing her terribly, as you can imagine. And my son, Louis, who is 24, he did his degree in business at Leeds, and he does something which is completely unexplainable in the city to do with technology. But what I want to do today is I wanted to just sort of give you lots of information about the school, but it's in different sort of chunks. Shortly, I'm going to be giving you a presentation, which is going to be lots of practical information about the school and some of the sort of nuts and bolts of how the school operates. After that, we've got this really beautiful short film, which we've made of some current Year 7 children who joined us this year, and they're talking about their experiences in joining Herodian and how they felt about that. Then we've got a panel of sixth formers here this morning, as well as our head of Year 7, Mr. Bryn Davies. And they're going to be answering questions which have been sent in to me by parents and by pupils as well. And also the head boy, deputy head boy and head girl have their own introductions to make as well. So the whole thing is going to probably last for about an hour, after which you're very welcome to stay on and chat online to one of our admissions team if you've got questions about the admissions process. But first of all, of course, one of the big challenges of doing anything online to do with showing a school is without you actually being here to be able to walk around and see the campus, it's difficult to really bring it to life. So on a normal day when I show people around, you'd have a look around this fantastic campus. We've basically got 4 schools here. We've got a pre-prep, we've got a prep school, and we have a seniors, and we have a sixth form. And they're all spread out over this lovely campus, and the buildings are quite beautiful. We've got a swimming pool here as well. So, you know, I'd really show that off, and you'd be able to sort of feel the energy of the school and tap into our rather unique vibe as well. Walking around on a normal day, you'd meet lots of happy, cheerful Herodians who would be, I think they'd strike you as being articulate and confident, easy to chat to, and actually very kind of proud and loyal of their school as well. Walking around on a normal day, you'd see lots of lovely lessons going on from our teaching team, all the way from Year 7 up to sixth form. And actually, importantly, you'd be able to sort of witness firsthand all the things that we do around sport, the performing arts, drama, dance, music, and you'll be able to sort of talk to children about things they're doing with leadership and community and mentoring as well. So it's a shame that you're not here, that I can't really bring all that to you. But what I've done instead is we've got this slideshow, which I'm going to just put on in a second, and it just sort of brings to life, brings Herodian to life for you. And I think you're going to enjoy lots of things that you see within that. And the music that accompanies it has just been written in the last sort of 3 or 4 weeks by one of our music teachers, and so he composed it especially for this slideshow. So before we go into sort of nuts and bolts of the school, I hope you're just going to enjoy the sort of flavour of what Herodion is like. Well, that was all very nostalgic for me, seeing all those lovely photos. I'm not sure about finishing on my rather dreadful lockdown beard at the end there, but I hope you got a sort of little flavour of the school through those slides. Where I am physically at the moment, I'm just right above the Herodion Cafe, and over the top of my computer screen, I can see the first lesson of the day about to start and children just getting into their classrooms. So as promised now, I'm going to do a very quick presentation. It's a Prezi presentation, and it's going to just hopefully inform you about some of the practical aspects of the school. And particularly interesting, I think, for the pupils who may be prospective pupils who've joined us here today, just about what life is like at Herodian and what it would be like joining. So let me start off with our current year 6. So I think it's important just to understand the sort of shape of the school. So we have a 2-class entry which joins the school into our reception years, and they go through to reception year 1, 2 and 3. Our prep school has 3 classes in year 4, 5 and 6. And into year 7, we take either a fourth or a fifth class into that year group. The current year 6 is reformatted, so we mix all those classes up and we add the new pupils into year 6 on joining. There is Mr. Davies there, our head of year 6, and he's head of year 7. He's going to be joining us in a little while. The boys and girls who are currently in year 6, I think that historically they've always been very, very excited to welcome new joiners into the school. So one point of anxiety for boys and girls might be, well, what's it going to be like joining an existing year group? Well, really, they are excited about you joining. They're very welcoming. They're very keen to be your mentors and your buddies and make sure that you get off to a great start at Herodian. One thing you notice there, boys and girls, if you are tuned in, our dress code, we don't have a formal uniform, but we have a dress code, and really it's just polishable shoes, black or grey trousers or skirt, a shirt with a collar, a non-logo jumper or sweatshirt. So the emphasis is on looking smart as opposed to looking uniform. The class sizes, again, parents may want to just be reassured, the class sizes into year 7 will be between 20 and 24. A lot of information, parents, by the way, is also on our website. So if you feel you need to dig a little bit deeper into things, then please do go to the website. We've got a virtual tour pack as well, which has lots of information on it. It has things like the typical timetable for year 7. It's got lots of information on the curriculum, and indeed a lot of the information on things such as sport, drama, art, music. They have their own sort of special pages for you to look through. The pastoral care is something which we really pride ourselves upon at Herodian. So each pupil, when they join, they will have a form teacher who they see 2 or 3 times a day. They also have a head of year. Mr. Davies is head of year 7. And we have Miss Sewell, who's head of year 8. They basically have a fantastic overview of how the year is getting on. Mr. Davies is particularly specialised in integrating new children into his year. We also have me, and I'm around a lot during the day, so I love it when children come up and chat to me as well. And also in year 7 and year 8 at the top of the prep school, we have Mr. Roots, who looks after our academic curriculum in that area, and we have Mr. Hardy, who's our pastoral head for year 7 and year 8. So again, we're very well looked after, and the pastoral care runs very parallel to the academic side of things as well. Travelling to school, as a geography teacher, of course, I'm fascinated with all things to do with travel and transport. So I thought I'd put a couple of slides in just explaining how you get to school. Our catchment is very, very wide. Of course, we have a lot of children who are able to come in locally by bike, walking, scooter, or a short bus ride. Others from further afield will come in on trains and buses. And we also have a coach service now from Hammersmith and from Kensington and from Chiswick, and also which goes through Fulham. And of course, we also have access on a normal year, we'd have access to the car park for parents who wish to drive in as well. So the school is very well served locally, and also from others who want to come in through other routes. Now, of course, the other big news that's happened, of course, is we have no Hammersmith Bridge for the time being. It has added a little bit of a challenge to people who are living north of the river, but I do urge you, parents, not to discount us just because of the bridge, because for 2 reasons. We are well worth the journey getting here, and secondly, of course, is the bridge will one day be mended, I think. But the children seem to manage to get here on time every day, and they're very pleased to be here once they are here. If you look at that picture carefully, you can see the headmaster's rowing boat just about to launch from the other side onto the barn side. Right, boys and girls, this is a slide particularly for you. A typical year 7 day. So essentially the timetable breaks down into 6 classes, and we have 3 classes in the morning and 3 classes in the afternoon. After the second lesson day, you have a short break, so you can get outside and run around in the grounds here. And of course, after the third lesson, you have lunch, and there's Joseph is there in the middle picture there. He cooks lunch for all of the school, and you eat it here on site. And lunchtime is a time to eat, of course, refuel yourself, but also to join one of our lunchtime clubs. And you can see the knitting club on the right-hand side there, very popular. Headmasters Ball Club, very popular. Lots of sports clubs again. So all of the clubs are listed on in your online in that virtual tour bag. So again, I do urge you to have a good look through those as well. The school day starts with really the school opens from about 8 o'clock in the morning, and registration is at 8:35. And we run until 10 past 4, and you can stay at school in the after school to do your homework if you wish to in the prep room, or you may be involved in some sort of after school club as well. So that's just a little sort of flavour of the school day. Joining Year 7, again, something really key for the boys and girls just to understand here about what happens. So if you did sit our examinations and you came to our interviews and we liked the references that we got from your school and we offered you a place and you accepted, then what we would do, boys and girls, is we would invite you in June to come and have a look at the school again, with all of the other boys and girls who would be joining the school into Year 7 with you. We'd introduce you to our existing Year 6, who would be, again, very keen and pleased to see you. So that's what's called an induction day that we run, and it's a fantastic opportunity. The sun always shines, and it's a good chance also to get to know the campus a little bit, to set yourselves up for September. In September, we bring you back the day before school starts to, again, to show you your classrooms, and so parents can come in and ask any questions that you might feel you need to know before you start. In the first week, we have a fantastic team building day here at school, and you get a chance to get to know lots of other boys and girls as well. About sort of fourth or fifth weekend in, we have a coastal craft trip down to Dorset, so you'll see those slides in front of you there. The 2 boys fishing over the estuary there, and you stay in these great big wigwam tents. And again, a fantastic way for you to broaden your friendships and get to know many other people in the year group. We also make it helpful to you by having buddies and mentors to look after you in your first 3 or 4 weeks. So your buddy will be showing you around and making sure that you are happy and introducing you to other boys and girls. And we also have a house system, which I know that one of our sixth formers is going to be talking about in a little while, which is again a great way to mix up and meet some boys and girls from the year above and actually start looking after some younger children around the school as well. So I'd say the one thing that Herodian, we are good at many things, but one thing we are super good at is actually integrating new children into the school. I know that the boys and girls who joined us this year, it's difficult for me to distinguish who's new and who's been here forever. So mentoring, I've just touched on this, and again, one of our sixth formers will be speaking about the mentoring program, but we have a mentoring program which is our sixth formers are invited to become mentors, and we train them up, and then we put them down and lower down the school, and they are budded up with 1 or 2 or 3 children who they see once or twice a week. And these are children who perhaps are feeling a little bit anxious and worried about some things, or perhaps a little bit disorganized and might need some help with homework, those sorts of things. But they find it, younger children find it incredibly helpful having some older children to help and mentor them there. So some nice pictures there. You've got Ben, Sandy and Sahar doing their mentoring last year. This is a slide for the parents. Obviously, the results 2020, it's a bit like marking your own homework, really. But despite that, I mean, I was super proud of what the children achieved this year. We've got the 4 children on the top left slide there. Between them, they got 12 A stars and 3 A's in their A levels. Helena is off to, these are our sort of 4 top performers, I suppose. Helena off to read medicine at Cambridge. Alex is off to do engineering at Imperial. And then we have John, who's off to do engineering at, physics at Durham. And then we have Danny, who's off to St Andrews for biochemistry. So again, the A-level results are extremely strong. And I know the sixth formers are keen to speak about what subjects they do and how they get to choose them and sort of help that children get when they go off to university as well. The bottom slide is our GCSE year group. They did brilliantly as well, and there they are showing off their proud sort of GCSE hoodies, which they ordered at the end of that academic year. Now, sport. I know that for parents, many of your children are very keen on sport, and something which the Herodian does brilliantly. We have fantastic facilities and grounds here. I know that Emma from our sixth form is going to be speaking a little bit about sport, but we do run a rotation. So the boys will start off doing football, then rugby, and then cricket, swimming, athletics, and tennis. And the girls start off with netball, and then they roll into hockey, and then they do cricket, tennis, athletics, and swimming as well. Lots of opportunities to play within the house system, and also lots of opportunities to represent the school in our fixtures against other schools, which tend to take place mostly on a Saturday or during the afternoon during the children's sports lessons. So we love competitive sport, and the children absolutely adore it. They're very proud to represent their school, and we have great success in some of the tournaments that we've been participating in. I think Emma's going to be talking about our success in hockey last year. The creative arts, again, West London is very media centric. We have a lot of very creative children here at school, and it doesn't surprise me that subjects such as art, graphic design, photography, they are popular when it comes through to GCSEs and to A-levels. But our creative arts program is really set up for, if children want to do it academically, they can do, but there's plenty of opportunities for children just to get involved in things such as music and drama in parallel to what they're doing academically as well. And again, lots of information on the website about what you can do. On the left-hand side there, we have Sean. He's going to be coming into a minute. He's a fantastic dancer. Down the bottom there, we have Ed, who was Jack Black in our School of Rock. And on the right-hand side, we have Lucy and Bruno, who were in the Addams Family. So again, lots of ways for children to get involved in our choirs, in our concerts, and indeed in our big productions as well. Charity and community, a very important strand of the school. Top left there, we have, we're very big into the eco sign, and we've got the younger children very involved in the no idling at school when our car park was open, our drop-off zone was open. And again, we're having a big eco push at school. On the right there, we have the community tea that we run every year. So for some of the old folk of Barnes, we bring them in and take care of them for the day. We've been very linked up with the Grenfell community after the disaster there, and we had a music instrument amnesty, and again, sixth formers were composing songs with the children around that area. And then the bottom right there, we've got our new Guidance for the Blind Puppy that we raised lots of money for through the YPI program, which I think Emma might be talking about in a little while as well. So the children, they do very much like to reach out and see what they can do around their immediate community, both here around Barnes and London, but also more nationally and internationally as well. Now, for parents, just we made a switch from our regular 11 plus that we actually produce ourselves, and we switched into the ISEB common pretest for the 11 plus. The registration deadline is coming up on the 6th of November. The test is going to be sat either at your child's own school, or if your child's own school is unable to administer it, then it will be done here at Herodian or at another school. Our interviews are set up for January, the end of January and the beginning of February. And just to remind you, we always ask for school references for children who are applying to the Herodian. And if you need any information about the Herodian Bursary Programme, then please do email admissions and they will talk to you about that. So soon we're going to meet some of our Herodians. We've got in our panel today, we have on the second to the left, we have our head girl, Sonia, and fourth from the left with the blonde hair, we have Louis as well, with 4 others who are going to be joining us in a short while. So thank you very much for listening to that presentation. What we got now is a very short film, which we made about 2 or 3 weeks ago. And this is boys and girls who've just joined us this year into Year 7 from a whole variety of schools. And they're just going to be talking about their experiences of joining Herodian. So boys and girls, this might be you next year, and you can sort of see what they think of the school and how they feel they've fitted in and how they've learnt their way around the school as well.
I'm from Heathfield House School, and the first day was weird because on the induction when it was a bit different because we just stuck to our form rooms, and then on the first day you start with your planner and you have to go around the school, But it wasn't too bad because there are loads of people who already know what they're doing, and so you can ask for help, and there's always people who are going to the same room as you.
I'm from Unicorn School, and I thought the first day I got lost a couple times, but luckily there were some people to guide me around the school, and I found the classrooms that I needed to get to.
And your sister comes to school. How was that,
Yeah.
knowing she was here? Was that good or bad?
Good as in she knows the school. Bad as in because I don't like her.
Okay. And Kenan, what about you? What school did you come from?
Belmont Primary School.
Yeah. And your first couple of days?
Interesting. I was a bit nervous when I first came because I didn't really know anybody. And I got lost a couple of times and had to use my planner, the floor plan, to get around. And so far the teachers have all been really nice. And, well, everybody in general has been really nice.
I came from Chiswick and Bedford Park, and well, it's a bit scary because you don't know anyone. It's a brand new school, but everyone's really kind and warming. And you also get given buddies, and your buddies like help you and guide you to your lessons sometimes.
I went to Thompson House, and then when I came here, it was weird because in Thompson House I was the first year to go in, like it was a new school, so I was never really younger than anyone. Now there are so many people older than me.
Yeah.
And there's like really tall people, and it makes me feel really small.
So it's a bit of a change.
Yeah.
I went to Lalbagh Primary School before, and on the first day I just remember being really relaxed, no nerves at all. And I thought it was a bit better that way because I didn't need to think about, once if I don't get something wrong or something, I just need to calm and just be very chilled on the first day. And it's a bit confusing the way around the school because it was much bigger, but once you know where everything is, it's much easier.
Lunch. Okay. Okay, guys, tell me about lunch. Gabriel has lit up and woken up.
It's a lot better than my old school.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
a lot better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And favourite meal so far?
Probably the sausages and mash.
Sausage and mash, yes. And Bella, what are you doing for sports?
Well, today it was team building, but with my double sports, it's netball and then cricket, which is fun.
Yep, you enjoying it? Have you done netball before?
Yeah, I was on the team in my last school.
Yeah.
On Wednesday I'm doing football, and then after school I'm doing swimming. On Thursday I'm doing the drama club, and on Friday I'm doing the geography film club.
Go on.
The puddings are great.
The puddings are great. All thinking it's a good choice.
Yeah.
And RS is your favourite lesson. Greta's saying nothing there. You see that? You can't lie. You can't lie. Well, guys, thank you very much for just doing a short question and answer. Thank you.
Fantastic. Well, don't you just love the honesty of children? I don't like my sister, and I got lost on the first day. Right, so what we're going to do now, girls and boys and ladies and gents, is I'm going to now switch over to our sixth form panel. I'm going to introduce them to you in a second. And I've also got lots of questions that have been emailed in by parents and also by prospective pupils as well. And we're going to get them to answer them. So let's zoom into their room, and I'm going to introduce them to you. I know that both Louis, our deputy head boy, and Sonia have their own welcome, which they're going to do in a second. But on the left there, we have Audrey. Good morning, Audrey. Audrey is joined us at 11, and she is studying history of art, politics, and graphic design. Then we have Emma, just behind her there, and Emma is maths, geography, and business for her A-levels. Abudi at the back there studies chemistry, biology, and history. Sonia, our head girl at the front, maths, chemistry, biology, and philosophy, so doing 4 A-levels there. Sean, good morning to you, Sean. Fantastic photograph of you dancing there at the dance show last year, which I love that photo. And Sean is studying maths, drama, and music. And then Louis, our deputy head boy, maths, media, and geography. And also good morning to Mr. Davies, who's just appeared on the screen as well. Good morning, Mr. Davies. You're going to be answering some questions, I think, also on things such as homework and how children integrate into your year group. But first of all, let's go, please, to Sonia, and Sonia's got her own welcome to you all, boys and girls, and to parents. Thank you, Sonia.
Hi, I'm Sonia Luchanskaya, and I'm the head girl at Herodian. I joined Herodian all the way back in year 6 or in the 10s, back in 2013. And before Herodian, I actually went to school in Vienna and in Moscow. So coming from another country to the UK was a very scary experience, but the Herodian made me feel very welcome from the beginning. I made very good friends with my peers straight away, many of whom I'm still close to and good friends with today. And the staff at Herodian are equally incredible. I was supported in every aspect of my education. I can actually vividly recall my year 6 English teacher helping me with my grammar because I struggled with that at the time since English was my third language. Right now I'm studying chemistry, philosophy, biology, and maths at A-level, all of which I love. And the science department here is absolutely fantastic. I've worked with them in founding a new science reading club at the school, and my science teachers have been incredibly helpful with my university application for biochemistry. I'm applying to study here in the UK as well as in the US, and the school assists with both brilliantly. My love for science and philosophy may seem like an odd combination, but to me it's kind of the perfect mix. My A-levels inspired me to take up a personal essay about Karl Popper's philosophy of science, which combines kind of all aspects across my A-levels. When I joined Herodian, I was quick to sign up to the swim team because I love to swim, and I ended up racing for the school for 2 years, and eventually I became team captain. I've had lots of opportunities to participate in sports here, most notably gymnastics, volleyball, and yoga, and I really enjoyed this because the opportunity to try out sports which are kind of unconventional to British schools was really exciting to me about PE. In terms of extracurricular activities, they're equally excellent at Herodian. I take part in a club basically every day, and I find that lunchtime clubs are my favorite part of the school day. Apart from Science Reading Club, I run our school student society, which is kind of a TED Talk style organization for older students, where we give talks on our niche academic interests. I've also been a member of Debate Club since I was 12, which is offered from the age of 10 upwards actually. There are plenty of STEM opportunities as well at Herodian. There's science clubs being offered across all age groups. Last year, I worked on an 8-person team for research and design for the European Space Agency CanSat competition, where we built and coded a fully functional CAN-sized satellite. Herodian is not only a place of opportunity, but also holds a wonderful tight-knit community. The students are made to feel like they really belong here, whether they're creatives, historians, scientists, or athletes, or a mix of all of the above. It really saddens me that this is my last year at the school, but I'm so thankful for the experience it's given me. My advice to new Herodians would be to make the most of the support that you get here and to really throw yourself at every opportunity you're given. This way you'll undoubtedly thrive at the Herodian.
Thank you very much, Sonia. I'm very sad it's your last year at school as well. You've been absolutely fantastic since you joined us, thrown yourself into every opportunity that we've put in front of you, so that was fantastic. And good morning, Louis. Now, Louis, when did you join the school?
I joined in year 5.
Year 5, right. So you've got plenty of tales to tell, but now you've also got your own welcome to the parents and to the pupils.
So my name's Louis Snaith and I'm the deputy head boy. I joined the Herodian 8 years ago into year 5 from a small prep school in Putney. I was lucky enough to have 2 of my sisters at the Herodian, one in the sixth form and one in the senior school. Coming from a small school with less than 200 students to the Herodian was a daunting experience, but all of the other pupils and staff were incredibly warm and welcoming, and I settled in very quickly. I even received a welcome card signed by all the students in my class the week before I started. I'm currently studying maths, geography, and media A-levels, which may seem like an odd mix of subjects, but all of my teachers have worked collaboratively to help advise which university course I should study. My chosen course to study is filmmaking, which I'm really excited about. The media department here is fantastic, with all our Mac equipment at the school, plus the editing software. It's a great A-level to choose at the Herodian. At the beginning of year 7, we went on a coastal craft trip to Dorset, where we were able to fish, kayak, abseil, build rafts, and generally have a great time by the sea. Even had loads of fish and chips. It is where we met and became close friends with all the new kids. This is one of the amazing trips the Herodian offers. I've also visited Italy, Iceland, and France, and done many trips in the UK, such as bushcraft and mountain craft. In all of these trips, I have cemented my relationships with my teachers and peers. I will quite literally never forget standing at the top of a volcano in Iceland, trying not to get blown over by the gale force winds, whilst I was holding hands with my psychology teacher as we slid down the volcano. To be honest with you, I was never a huge fan of sport, never a team captain, and enjoyed most of the time on the bench. However, with all the opportunities Herodian offers, I joined the dance club, the fencing club, and the athletics team in my first year here, which gave me the inspiration to pursue dance further. And since I have completed competed internationally in ballroom and Latin dancing. If it was not for that dance club, I would have never discovered my love for dance. To me, the essence of the Herodian is the sense of community. As a pupil here, I have always felt a great sense of belonging. Plus the enormous variety of things to get involved with. I have sung in the carol service, been a prefect and mentor to younger students, as well as an elf in the Christmas Fair Grotto, which was a great and memorable experience. I'm really excited to be a part of the upper sixth, but I'm sad it's my last year at school as I have had such an amazing time. If you are lucky enough to come here, my advice would be to make the most of every opportunity and enjoy every minute because it goes way too fast.
Thank you, Louis. That was absolutely lovely. Spoken from the heart, which I enjoy. Thank you. So parents, what we're going to do now, we've got about another sort of 20 minutes left, and I'm going to ask the children to answer some questions that have been emailed or into us over the last couple of weeks. But I'm going to first of all introduce you to Mr. Davies, who's our current head of Year 7. And Mr. Davies, you must have been proud of those 6 children talking so passionately about their first few days and first couple of weeks at Herodian.
Yeah, absolutely. They've settled in really, really well. And it's been delightful to get to know them. And I think they've really embraced the Herodian culture and spirit.
Good. So any top tips for the children as if they do come to join us?
Yeah, embrace everything. Don't worry about getting stuff wrong. We all make mistakes. And the first couple of weeks is all just about making long-lasting friendships and getting to know the place.
Good. And you're deep in your planning, I know, for the induction day in June. Hopefully, if the world is working, we'll have it here. If not, I'm sure we'll find some interesting way of doing it all online. But let's hope that the sun will be shining in June and we can have the boys and girls here on that day. Now, Mr. Davies, one question that frequently comes up is homework. Maybe you could just expound upon how much homework the children get in, let's say, in Year 7, and then I can maybe then ask one or two of the sixth forms to explain about how it sort of changes as they go up to the school.
Yeah, so progressively we try to give them a little bit more homework than probably what they would have had at their preschool, because we want to try and build them up, obviously, to their GCSEs and their A-levels. They will typically get 2 homeworks a night from different subjects, and there'll be a maximum of half an hour. We don't want them going over that half an hour because per subject, that total of 1 hour, because they need time to, spend time with their family and do things outside of school. But if they don't get their homework completed within that half an hour, then that's absolutely fine. Just a little handwritten note from a parent saying they've done their best, they've done their half an hour, and that is usually suffice at this age.
Thank you very much. And Audrey, I know that maybe in the sixth form you may have 2 or 3 hours homework per night, but actually you can do some of that in school and you can take some of that home with you or do it at the weekend. Would that be right?
Yes, we have a really incredible study room, which is located on the sixth form corridor. And if you have frees during the day, or if you want to stay behind before and after school, you're able to do homework whenever you kind of want to. And it just depends on your teacher when they seem fit for you to do homework. But yeah, it really depends.
Okay, and one question I've got also is about setting. So parents, yes, we do use setting for some subjects. We use it for mathematics, we use it for languages, and as you head towards the GCSEs, we use it for sciences as well. So again, those subjects are really sort of taught by ability. And it's very common for children to be reassessed. We reassess the children every half term, and they're very used to moving up or down into the set which they are going to be most comfortable in. Right, next question, which I'm going to go to Sonia, is about, which is about sort of communications skills, public speaking, and debating. Now, Sonia, you hinted that you were part of what we call Model UN. So maybe you could just explain to the parents briefly about what that is and the other opportunities you've had for getting involved in your sort of TED-style talks here at school as well.
Yeah, so there are so many opportunities from a very young age, actually, at the school to get involved in kind of debate and communication. So I take part in Model UN, which is basically where you sit in a room full of students and you recreate a UN council. So you'll be assigned a country and you'll be assigned an issue and you'll work together to resolve it. And that requires a lot of speaking. But I have a great mentor who's also my debate mentor that helps me out with that. And we actually also do a lot of trips abroad where you can do Model UN or debating. Then we also have Debating Society very early on, starting at age 10. I've been part of it since I was 12, and kind of my coach has worked with me every step of the way. We've got, especially as you get older, If you want to be more serious about things like debate or about speech, we have lots of clubs. We have our TED Style Talk Club, the Student Society, where students, if they feel comfortable enough, will give actually a speech to the entire student and staff body.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good. Thank you very much for that. Question coming in about dress code and uniform. Maybe Emma, would you like just to mention about dress codes and uniform and what you kind of think of it as a pupil at school? And you've been here, Josh, since you were very young as well, and you've kind of grown up through the prep school. So do you have a view on that, please?
Yeah, definitely. So I joined in year 5, so 2 years before the 11s. And Herodian really encourages people to express themselves through their style. So rather than having a set uniform, they encourage kids to go via their dress code. It's pretty much a shirt, and then you have black trousers or a skirt or shorts, depending on the weather. To be honest, I absolutely love it. Each year group is super different, depending on like the actual year, the trends, like through social media. It's really fun to actually watch the kids grow up and pretty much change their style as they go through the school. And then in senior school, they change it up a bit more, and you're allowed to express yourself further, and they loosen it as you go up to the school. And then,
okay, and in sixth form, you don't have any dress code, just apart from the regular taste and decency.
yeah, pretty much. As long as you're not going too inappropriate, it's
okay.
Pretty much.
I think, in the sixth form, we're much more interested in how you're working, how you're developing as young people, than fussing constantly about what you're wearing. Lots of nodding heads there, which I like to see. Thank you very much, Emma. Going back to Audrey, a question is about sort of the design, technology and art and those sorts of opportunities that exist in school. It's funny that actually, looking at your choice subjects here, a lot of you are doing mathematics, which is the most popular A-level that we teach at Herodian, but there's also plenty of interest, Audrey, in things such as photography, graphics, creative 3D design, and some of the creative subjects.
So we have incredible facilities at Herodian. Since year 7, you're able to do art in the most incredible art rooms, which are located all around the school. And at A-level, you have many options, such as photography, graphics, 3D design. We have a specific graphic design and 3D block, which have incredible facilities. And you're able to kind of culture your creative side through that. And we can do it at GCSE level as well, which I think is really well done and really incredible at Herodian.
Thank you. And as a sort of counter to that, Abudi, you've been very involved in the sort of science aspect of things. So maybe you could just explain to parents about the fact that we do the 3 sciences, and you can either do the 3 sciences separately, which most boys and girls do for their 3 GCSEs there, but you can also condense down to just do 2. And actually you've taken chemistry, biology, but also with history, which is an interesting combination.
Yeah, so when you join at year 7, the 11s, you'll be studying all 3 sciences, and then that sort of progresses into GCSEs, and then at A-level you have a choice. I mean, personally, I take like biology and chemistry, so 2 of the sciences, and I feel as though the school has very good resources for that. I mean, there are a lot of labs located around the schools. There's a lot of equipment, a lot of technicians, and the teachers are always very supportive, and it's a very like hands-on experience, as well as academic rigor. There's a lot of practicals that happen, and overall it's like a very good experience for those who want to choose science and those who are more interested in the science subjects. So yeah. Good.
Thank you very much, Abudi. Next question in is about drama. So I'm going to go to Sean on drama. So Sean, you're studying drama, theatre studies for an A-level. You did it for GCSE as well. So you've chosen that as a sort of an academic route, but also you've thrown yourself into lots of our recent really big productions as well. So just explain how you feel drama sits both academically and for those who just want to pursue it for fun.
Yeah, well, there are so many ways to get involved in drama, not necessarily if you want to be an actor, if you want to go into the entertainment route, or just if you want to do it for fun. From the moment you join in year 7, there are so many plays that get involved, you know, ones that the drama department run, also ones that you do in the house system. And then if you want to continue with drama, you can take it as a GCSE subject or an A-level subject, which gives you loads of opportunities to perform further. In terms of big productions, in the last 3 years, I think we've had 2 full-scale musicals, The Addams Family and School of Rock. I was involved in both of those, and it's such a great way to mix with the year groups and get involved in sort of what looks like the professional side of theater, which is super, super exciting. Yeah.
Good, thank you. And Sean, some parents are often quite keen to know about how we might kind of encourage individual talents. So both you and Louis, who's just in front of you, you've both been given time off by the school to pursue interest in dance. So just explain a little bit about how that worked for you, please.
Yeah, sure. Well, if you have outside things that sort of clash with the timetable in school, occasionally, if you just can email into school, sort of get permission, the school's very flexible with allowing time off for extracurricular activities that you might need to do. I've had to go off for plenty of auditions, plenty of competitions, things like that. I don't know, Louis, do you want to say anything you've had to?
Yeah, I've competed in Europe, and I've had to miss some school for that, which the school has allowed me to do. Obviously, getting catch-up work with teachers is fun, but it's all very possible and doable, and it's loads of fun, and yeah.
Yeah, thank you. So Louis is a ballroom dancer, so he's competed all over Europe. So we had to allow him some time off for auditions, for rehearsals, and also for the competitions overseas as well. Mr. Davies, could you come back, please? Because a question about our after-school clubs, and maybe you could talk about after-school clubs and also the lunchtime clubs, and it's kind of a range of activities the boys and girls can experience.
Yeah, so when we're not in lockdown and we're sort of fully operational, we have morning clubs, which is before registration in the morning. If we've got any early birds that want to do running or swimming, or maybe there's another sort of extracurricular academic club. We also have lunchtime clubs, and we also have afternoon clubs after school. And they range from, we've got film appreciation, we've got rocks and minerals clubs, we have building clubs, obviously all the sports clubs. They're almost too many to name, and if anyone specifically wants a club, we could maybe try and identify a teacher who might have some experience or some resources in order to provide that as well.
Yeah, and the clubs tend to last. The children have to sort of book themselves in for a term, really, don't they? And they can then switch out of it. In the spring term, they can try a whole range of different clubs, or the sporting program switches around a little bit as well.
Yes, so the clubs change every term, as you said, and we provide a new booklet with a full list of those clubs and the teachers who are doing it. Some of them are very, very sought after, so you have to get in there early.
Okay, and Mr. Davies, I'm going to stick with you because the next question that's come in from a parent is, how do you tackle issues of discipline, behaviour, and bullying? But we don't have any of that going on in your Year 7, do we?
No,
behaviour is fantastic.
It is. I think it's the culture that we breed of being part of a community and accepting everyone for who they are. Look, I'm not going to say it doesn't happen. Occasionally, every couple of years, it crops up, but we have a very clear school policy on how to deal with it, and it's not always just sanctioning and just telling the kids that they're bad and they shouldn't be doing this. It's actually much more workshops, working to understand each other and trying to teach the children that actually this is a behavioural thing that we can change, and that it's not just sanctions. Completely.
Thank you very much. Going back to Louis, please. Louis, when I was at my old grammar school, I joined when I was 11. I stayed in the same class pretty much all the way through until I was 16. But at Herodian, we mixed the classes up, and perhaps you could explain why we do that and how you felt about that. And now you're nearly 18 in your last year, how you think it's affected the structure of your time at Herodian.
Yeah, so every year they actually mix up the form classes, which I think is a great idea because you get to meet all the new people who join in that year, but also become new friends with people who you may not share classes with, and you can become friends with them. And then you also do that the same with sets as well. So maths, English, and science is that setted. So you get a nice mix from your form class. So you really do get to hang out with everyone in your year in all your subjects.
Great, thank you very much. And last couple of questions really, but on the more academic side. Audrey, maybe you'd just like to speak a little bit about what sort of advice and guidance you got about choosing your A-level subjects, because it must have been slightly bewildering if you have 7 or 8 subjects which you're thinking about, and what sort of process was there for children going through from GCSEs to A-levels?
So there's so many ways that you can kind of discover and see what Herodian has to offer. In your GCSE year, you're able to do some taster lessons of A-level classes, sitting in with the year above, kind of getting a feel of what it is like. And they also do an A-level open evening with all the A-level teachers and some kids who kind of talk about the classes and talk about what it's like. And there's ability in the beginning of the year to kind of change, and you do 4 and then switch to 3 in your final year, which allows you kind of to see what you're most able and equipped to do.
Thank you very much. And Abudi, what about university advice? Do you feel you've been well advised up to this point? I know you're still completing your UCAS form, but how have you chosen to choose universities and indeed courses?
I feel as though at the school there's like a very good like a body or like a system that helps you with university applications and putting through your personal statements. And of course, at this time, you have to like really get down and like with like what you want to write and where you want to apply for. And at the school, you're paired with a mentor. So let's say you're applying for more of like a science subject, you get paired with maybe like a science teacher at the school. Or if you're applying for maybe more of a creative subject, then it's the same thing. You'll be paired with a creative teacher as your mentor. And they really guide you with building up your personal statements. And then as well, we have like very good body of like our head of sixth form, and they also help us with our personal statements. So overall, it's a very supportive system, and you at the end of the day, you feel comfortable with sending off an application to the university you want to go to.
Yeah, it's my favourite time of year, Abudi, when all those applications are in, and then suddenly you all start getting offers from university. It's very exciting when you feel I can see your destiny about to sort of be shaped when you start getting those offers back. It's very exciting. Question about learning support. We have an excellent learning support department located in the prep school. I know that Emma, you've really come on leaps and bounds through your own efforts, but also some of the support you've had over the years from that department.
Yeah, definitely. So I actually began learning support in year 8 because I'm dyslexic, and so I have like slow processing issues, and that meant I really struggled with subjects like English. Didn't really happen for me, and so the school kind of got in contact with me, and they provided me with a one-on-one tutoring support within the school, so up in the LS floor. And pretty much what it does is it provides kids who aren't necessarily strong in a certain subject, and they provide them with a bit of support in order to help them kind of flourish in that subject, whether that be maths, English, small things like spelling.
Yeah, I think we look after children with dyslexia, dyscalculia, dyspraxia. So again, if children are really can get some advantage from those sorts of lessons of support, then we're very happy to provide them. Right, last question is about lunch. Some of the children are talking about their favourite lunch. What's your favourite lunch? Let's go to Louis. You must have a favourite lunch. You've been here many years. I bet it's chicken and chips, or is it sausage and mash?
Yeah, I would say my favourite lunch is chicken and chips, but they do a really good spag bowl as well, which I really like.
Good. Just explain a little bit about the options that children have for lunch.
Yeah, so lunch, every single day there's a hot meal provided with vegetarian options. There's also a salad bar, but obviously because of Corona right now, they come with little salad boxes. You can also have bread and a fruit bowl as well on daily, and soup. And it's like there's always something to eat. You can always, and in the lunch hall you can sit with your friends. Like there's no set seating plan or anything, and you can go in the hour that you have lunch.
Okay,
so it's really good.
Fantastic. Right, I think we are going to leave it there. So on behalf of all of the parents and pupils who are sort of dialed into this webinar, I'd just like to thank you all very much for your help in answering the questions, and my thanks to Louis and to Sonia for their introductions as well. I know that it's just coming to 5 to 10, so one or two of you may actually have a lesson that you need to slip along to. So thank you very much for joining us. Davies, thank you very much for joining us as well, and I know that you've got to go back for lesson 2. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is going to be coming to the end of the webinar now. So thank you very much for joining us today, and to boys and girls who are still with us, thank you very much for listening, and I do hope you're going to put yourselves forward for Herodian, and I wish you luck with the examinations. I hope to meet many of you during the interview process, and of course I hope to meet many of you who perhaps will be starting with us next September. For parents, if you'd like to stay on, the admissions team will be running a sort of question and answer via the chat function. So we have our registrar, Mrs. Rattigan, who's just appeared now. So Mrs. Rattigan, I'm going to leave you with the parents and with the children, and thank you very much for answering any questions that might come in. I've got to go off because I've got to go and check on things for around sort of break time, and I'm going to have a walk around school as I always do this time of day and see what's going on. But thank you very much for joining us today, and have a nice rest of the week. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Hook. My name is Jo Rattigan. I'm the registrar at Herodian School. I've been here for 11 years in the admissions office, so I have a sort of quite a good comprehensive knowledge of the admissions process through the school. I hope you've enjoyed the event this morning and found it useful. It's lovely to see so many of you on the call, and I hope it's been, it's not as good as coming to the school, obviously, but I hope it's been helpful for you. I'm going to open the Q&A function at the bottom of the screen in a moment, and you can type in your questions to the admissions office, and we'll try and answer as many as we possibly can. If you have any you want to have a longer conversation, or you have more family details that you want to explain to us, then please do call the admissions office. We're here, Tina, Amanda and myself are here, and we'll be here to answer any questions you might have. We also do have a good website. We have a virtual tour pack on the website, which has lots of resources for 11+, and hopefully you'll be able to get some more information there. So I'm wishing you all a lovely day. Thank you for coming, and enjoy the questions. I'll now shut off my video and have a great day. Thank you.